Hi dear gardeners, this is the Garden Guide channel. Today we are going to see some heavy bloomers and easy roses for beginners. This is Rose de Rest. This is a Portland Rose desi. I don't know much about those categories, but this is a nice bloomer. It's a very hardy plant. It is it has heavy fragrance and it doesn't bloom much, but often it is blooming with high fragrance like that Ajanta Supari. It's the fragrance is very heavy, so we can buy this plant. If you are a beginner, you can buy this plant. It often blooms, and the blooms are very beautiful with bright pink color, with heavy fragrance, and the plant is not affected by any thrips or any other thing. And the second one is desi variety, the common desi one. In all the states, usually people buy this one, and it grows like a climber. Long stems are coming, and it blooms often, and in the month of August and January it blooms heavily. And this is daisy white rose. There are so many daisy white roses, but this is a peculiar one. It blooms more and more, and it grows bushily, and it blooms heavily. Even in the summer it is blooming. This picture is taken in the summer, May, mid May. I took the picture, and the leaves are very sharp in this plant, and this is also not affected by any thrips or any other thing. The problem of the daisy roses are scale problems only. Scales problem come often, so we can wipe the stem using water or mild neem oil mixture, like that. And this is 7-day rose. This is not a daisy variety, but this is old tea rose. This is the bright picture. The fresh flower is taken. The previous picture was taken after 4 or 5 days, but this picture is taken freshly. So 7 days rose, pink shade with sandal color. That is the appearance of the flower, and it doesn't have any heavy fragrance. Some sort of very mild fragrance only. And this is Perle de Jordans. It is similar to the 7 days rose, but there is no pink shade in this. And the leaf structure is also somewhat different from 7 days rose. Both are old tea rose varieties, but this is very soft. The flower is very softer than the 7 days rose, and this is of a yellow shade, white yellowish flower. But 7 days rose has pinkish sandal shade, but this is yellowish white shade. You can see the difference. And this is Andhra Paneer rose. This is a very hardy rose. It has a very sharp leaves, and we can see the appearance and buy this plant. To see the appearance of the structure of the flower, you see it is it has bicolor. Two colors are there. One dark pink outside and light pink inside. It's a very heavy bloomer, and we have to feed it heavily with organic manures and all that oil cakes and all. This is scented daisy rose. In Tamil Nadu, the flower vendors are they're selling the flowers often for pujas. So see the leaf structure also, big leaves with red shade. So this is called scented rose. In our nurseries, they call it a scent rose. It is very fragrant and bright pink color. It has bright pink color. And next, we have to see the Edward rose or Bourbon rose. We call it as Paneer rose in Tamil Nadu. This is the old Paneer rose. People usually know this very well because it is very familiar for a long time. So this is Edward rose. This is very fragrant. The fragrant is similar to Double Delight. And this is Button Paneer rose or Baby rose they call, or Elizabeth rose they call. It's of a baby pink color, tiny roses. The leaf structure is also very beautiful, very sharp and beautiful small leaves. It's a heavy bloomer, and it needs a somewhat a better climate. And this is Kashmiri rose. It's a heavy bloomer. It blooms in bunches, and you see the flower is lightweight, and it has sharp leaves. And somewhere we can see the white shades in the flower. In the petals of the flower, we can see white patches in some areas. When the season is good, it blooms in red color also. It turns into red. You see, This is Kashmiri rose. And finally, I have to mention some other roses also. This is birthday party rose. Fragrant miniature rose. This is also a heavy bloomer. It blooms in summer, easily, heat tolerant and pest tolerant. I love this rose very much because of its tiny appearance, petal structure, and heavy fragrance. This is the one and only tiny, heavy, fragrant rose with me. And the next one is seduction rose. It's a very hardy rose. We can call it as a desi rose too. It's similar to the desi rose, but it is not desi rose. It's a floribunda rose with a beautiful petal structure and double colored white inside and pink baby pink outside. It has a very beautiful foliage. It's a superb plant to buy. Even if you are a beginner, this plant won't die. The name seduction means seducing. So whenever we see the roses, seduction roses, really it is seducing. Even the leaves itself, it's seducting. So you please buy this. And this is Marjorie Fair. It needs a cool climate. It begins to bloom only after August and all. And this is a shrub rose or bush rose. Tiny roses with double color shades. This also blooms heavily. And if you get this plant, you buy this. It has sharp leaves. And this is fairy rose. I think it's a rambler. This is not a climber, but I think it is a rambler. It's a heavy bloomer, but it is prone to thrips. We have to treat thrips. And this is prosperity rose. It's a real climber, and it is a very beautiful rose. And the next one is summer snow rose. You can buy this summer snow rose also. It's a very tiny rose, Polyantha group. So this is also a nice rose. So please collect all these roses and grow, dear friends. Bye bye.